So let me enter here. So it should print Monday. So you can see it printing Monday. Okay. Now let's run it again and check if I put a value, let's say 4. Okay. So let make a value 4, and then in our last class we understand the concept of if, else and else if. Today we will understand another concept which is called switch branching or switch case. Now check this example here. Let's say user have to input a day number, let's say 1 2 3 4 something like that, and based on that inputted value system will automatically show or display or print which day it is. So let's say user input 1, so system will give that this is Monday. System will give for inputted value 5, it's a Friday. If user input 7, then system will give that this is Sunday. Now how we can do this? So there are two way. One, we can use if else statement, another is switch case. Now check about that. If we use it in a if else condition, then we have to write like if then day number, if it's a 1 then Monday, else if day number, if it's a 2 then Tuesday, else if day number is equal to 3 then Wednesday. Similarly 4 5 6 7, we have to write this type of condition in each line and then statement, right? And finally if the number is not valid, that's mean it's if it's not 1 to 7, then it will show invalid number. Now here you can see we have write number of conditions multiple time. Okay, so instead of that we can use another feature which is called switch case in Java to do this type of example. But what is the syntax for that? Let's check that first. Okay, so if you check, this is basically the syntax of a switch case. Okay, now if we want to execute the same program, so we have to write this type of syntax where first we have to write switch, then under bracket there can be a expression or value. For this example it's a value like 1 2 3 4 which will be accepted from user. Now based on these selections we can create number of case, okay, instead of if else conditions. So like case then label. What is this label? Label basically for this example it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3 4 5, and last one let's say 7. And finally we also see that there is a default conditions, right? And that default conditions basically indicate the else part. Let's say if the value is not, lies between 1 to 7, so it will go to these default conditions, and here we can make a statement that invalid number. Now if you check here, it's a switch and it's a expression. So what is this expression? Expressions is 1 plus 2. It's a expression. Okay, now case label means case 1, case 2, case 3. So you can see these are basically some integer numbers. So in this level we can use integer number like 1 2 3, or we can use some string or character value like abc, and string value definitely it will be a single value. Okay, so this type of level we can do it here like case 1, case 2, case 7. And let's say user input any value that will be collected in a variable. So let's say user input a value 2, so that's mean it will be collected here, and these two will then match with the case level in between this. Okay, so if it's a 2, then it will go here, and based on that it will print the statement. So the syntax is switch then expression or value, and for each conditions we have to create some case label, then you have to write a colon, then your statement here, your statement here, your statement here. And if you check, all this case label and its statement lies under this switch. So and the switch start from here with the second bracket and it closed here. So under this bracket we have to write our case statement. Okay, now you can see here another keyword which is called break. What is this? So let's say I inputted a value 2, and in case label it's a 1, it's a 2, then 3 4 5 6, this is 7, and this is default. So as I input 2 value here, so that's mean it will check where my 2 value is available or what is the case 2. So it will get here and it will then print here, and then it break means it will not execute the rest of the code under this switch statement. So we will understand this one once we create a simple example for like this. So this type of example let create in a Eclipse, so that will give you a more idea how our switch case will work. So first you open your Eclipse IDE. It is already open for me. Now under the same package which we used in our last class, under the same package, let's create an Java class using new class, and let's make a name like weekday calculations, okay, and check this public static void main, then finish. So it will automatically create a class under the same package which name is weekday calculations. Again, I'm removing this unwanted statement here. Okay, now you can see my class is ready. Now what we have to do, we have to create a scenario where user will input 1 2 3 4 something like this type of day number, and based on this day number system should display the exact name of that day, right? So you can understand, first we have to create a scanner instance, and using this scanner instance we have to collect the value that will be inputted by user, and that should be a integer value 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now first you create a variable where you want to calculate or where you want to fetch this value, right? So it should be an integer value. Let's say name of this variable is day number. Now we have to instantiate scanner class. Now you can see I have create an instance of scanner class, and I am getting a compile error because of this package that you already know from last class. So just double click on this import java.util. So if you double click here, you will get java.util.scanner. This is automatically imported. Okay, now let me double click it here so that it will get a wider view. Now first save this file using Control S. So my scanner instance is ready. Now let make an statement so that user can understand what he has to do. So here you can see I have create a system.out.println statement, and let enter an statement, enter day number. So once user understand this one, so he can enter a number 1 2 3 4 something like that, right? And where we have to collect that one under this day number variable. So let collect that value, and we already know what will be the syntax, right? So day number equal to, we have to take the instance sc of the scanner class, then dot, as it's a integer, so we have to use next int method, right? So once it is done, so that's mean whatever value user input based on this statement, that will be collected under day number. So our statement is ready. Now just save it. Every time you try to do any type of line of code, just save this file using Control S. Now once it is done, what is our next aim? Our next aim is to create a switch statement, and based on this imported value we have to print or display the exact day name. So first create the syntax of switch. So you have to write switch switch, okay, and under first bracket what we have to collect, we have to collect any expressions or value, right? And what is that? That is basically collected under day number, so we can make it as day number under this bracket. Then my statement, switch case statement, start here and close here. So you can see I have make two second bracket curly brackets, start here and by here. Okay, now under that what is our syntax? We learned that we have to create some case and label. So make case, okay, then label can be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? So level 1, if it's a level 1, then we have to print it's a Monday. So make a statement, it's a Monday. Now you can see here my switch case start here, end here, and under that I have create my first case, that is 1. If user enter day value or day number as 1, so it will come here and print Monday. Okay, now make some indentation here. it will create beautifications of your code like this. Okay, now what is our next aim? Next aim is to collect the value for 2, and if it's a 2, what will be our printing statement? That will be our next day, that is Tuesday. So you can see I have created another case where level is 2, and if it's a 2, the statement is Tuesday. Okay, every time you create a line, always try to save this file using Ctrl S. Now this way we can create another value for another day like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's do that. Okay, now you can see I have created another case level like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and for 3 it print Wednesday, then for 4 it will print Thursday, for 5 Friday, for 6 Saturday, for 7 Sunday. So any value inputted by user between 1 to 7, it will check the case level. So if I put 7, so it will first check where the 7 is present. So here the 7 is present, so it will go on this statement and finally print Sunday. Now there is another concept. Let's say user put a value which is not belongs to 1 to 7. How that can be solved then, right? So that's a error statement, right? So you have to give some error statement if that value is not lies between 1 to 7. So how you can do that? So there is another concept of default. So there you can put some statement like this way: default, then colon, and under this statement you can write that this is a invalid number and it should be lies under 1 to 7. So user can understand that he has inputted a wrong value here. Okay, so this way we can create a switch case statement. Now the problem is that let's say you have inputted a value 1 here, right? So then system will understand that he has to go case where level is 1, so he can find it here, and he will print, or it will print the statement as Monday. Now the concept is that if it's a Monday, we don't need another statement like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So that's mean we have to exit from this switch case, right? So how you can exit from here? So here you have to write another keyword which is called break. That means it will directly go to this line. Okay, means after this curly brackets. So similar way, if we want to print Tuesday, so user will give some input statement as 2. So it will first check, no, it's not 1, then it's 2, yes, it's match, it will print Tuesday. But after that, if we don't give any break statement, then again it will print Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. So that's mean it will print everything from where the case is match. Okay, so that's mean every time we have to give some break statement. So create some break statement for all this line. Now you can see I have given break statement for each case level. Okay, after printing their statement. But do we need to create any break statement under this default? No, because if anything is not matched, it will automatically come on the default statement and then it will exit from this switch statement. Okay, so that's mean if you want to create any switch statement, then you have to first create a switch, then here your variable or expression. So for our case we take the value under this variable, whatever the value collected under this variable, that then try to match with the case level which is available under this switch block. Then it will print that statement or execute that logic. Then you want to exit from this switch statement, then you have to give a break statement here. And if you want to print some default statement, then you have to create a default keyword here and then colon, then you can print your statement here. So now our switch case statement is ready to given the day name based on the day number. Okay, now try to run this. So let me double click here so that I can get this type of console view, then click on this run button. So now system asks me enter day number. So if I enter 1, so it should print this statement, right? So I have enter number 1, so this day number will be collected a value with 1, and it will come here and it will check which case label match this. So this one match here, so it will print Monday, then it will break from this switch case or it will exit from this switch case. So let me enter here, so it should print Monday. So you can see it printing Monday. Okay, now let's run it again and check if I put a value, let's say 4. Okay, so let make a value 4 and then enter. So as per this statement it should print Thursday, right? So enter here, so you can see Thursday, and you can also see it is not printing the rest of the value like Friday, Saturday. Why? Because we have given a break statement, and it's mean once it prints it will exit from this switch statement. Now let's assume another scenario where user will input a value that is not in between 1 to 7, right? So let's say if I put a number 10, so definitely it will be collected under day number, and then it will try to check which case level is matching with 10. So here nothing is 10, right? So that's mean it will automatically go to this default part, and it will print this statement invalid day number. Let's check it. So double click here, go to this type of console view, run this program again and enter a value 10. If I then enter again, so definitely this 10 will not match any case level. So that's mean it will directly go to this default and it should print this statement, that is invalid day number. It should be under 1 to 7. So let enter here, so you can see the statement is coming like this. So it should be under 1 to 7. This is a invalid day number because we have put a value 10 that is not matching any case level. So this way we can create a switch statement, and in this example we learn how to give a integer value, and then based on that integer value we can get exact result. In our next class we will learn how to give a character value or string value, and based on that we can print our statement. So let's meet in our next class.
I believe this video has helped you to understand about the topic. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, click on the bell notifications and select all so that you don't miss any video from this channel.